Hello, everybody. It is Jennifer here, and I am back with my weekly broadcast. I am so excited to be here today. It is a gorgeous day outside. I just went for a wonderful walk with my dogs, and here I am. Just a reminder to everybody, if you have not already, please sign up for my weekly email blog. There is a link right here on the Facebook page, and you can click sign up. Also, please feel free to share with your friends. I'm very excited about our growing community, and the more the merrier. So, today I would like to talk about masks. And what's interesting is that in talking about masks, I was not referring to medical masks, which has been such a part of our lives lately, but more of like masks, like masquerade masks. And what I was thinking about that it was inside of the context of authenticity. So I was observing myself in some upcoming events in my life, and all of a sudden I realized that I was almost imagining scenarios for an upcoming event and how I was going to be. Well, with this person, I'm just gonna like be quiet. I'm not gonna like really say much because they're this way or that way. And if this person starts complaining, then I'm just gonna maybe offer an alternative point of view, but I'm gonna stay quiet, and so on and so forth. And then all of a sudden I realized, like, wow, how often I do this. Or times when I find myself I'm at an event, at a party, or in a situation, and there's almost a part of me out here watching, saying, how's this going? Is how you're being okay? Is this working? Is this, are you being too this? Are you being not enough that? Is this okay? And as I sat there and thought about it, I really got present to how pervasive that is in my life, and most likely for your life as well, because Phoebe is not happy with the talk about masks. Phoebe. Um, so, um, how much we all do this. We put on a persona, and sometimes manipulatively. And I use that word lightly, but how often, do we think, well, if they do this, then I'm just going to stop talking and they'll see, or I'm going to give them the cold shoulder, or I'm going to just get louder, or whatever the case may be, and I'll show them. Or if I do this, then all these people will respond in this way, and blah, 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 blah. Like all of this story. And really, I found that when I stopped and started to look, that it really is quite prevalent. So my invitation to you today is to look at yourself, maybe retrospectively. It may be easier moving forward to be like, oh, I'm doing it. Because I think usually when we do this, it's subconscious. We're not actively saying, how should I be? I think that it's subconscious. And as we're fantasizing, imagining where we're going, because remember, very often we're living in the present and the past. I mean, we're living in the future and the past. We're not living in the present. And so we have an upcoming event. We're going on a vacation, a wedding, whatever, and we're imagining being there. We're imagining our interactions with people. So next time this happens, catch yourself and say, wow, like I'm doing that, and why am I doing that? And start to think about why you might be trying to. I'm gonna just let my dog out. Hang on. Sorry about that. Life of a veterinarian. So start to just take notice. Don't make it wrong. Don't be like, oh, I'm doing that. Because get that it's totally normal. But at the same time, start to look at, what are you trying to gain from that? Are you trying to shift the situation? Are you trying to get people to like you? I think that's a big one, is how will I fit in? How will I get them to like me? Or how can I avoid conflict? If they do that and then I'm just quiet, then it'll all blow over, right? And we start to imagine getting the desired result from whatever behavior we're choosing ahead of time. It's kind of crazy. So start to take notice of that and ask yourself why. Like, what purpose are you trying to serve? And what if you showed up just as yourself? What if you came, and I will elaborate on that, but you came as like, here I am, I'm me, done. And I elaborate on that because here's an important point. Who you are, who I am, who we all are, 100% is love. That's it. That might sound weird. You might go love, or it sounds woo woo. It doesn't matter how it sounds. It's what's true. And when we truly are our authentic selves, and we're not living in fear, and we're not living in self-defense and survival mode and victim mode and defense and all of these things, then showing up as nothing but your authentic self is showing up as love. And I don't mean you're running around kissing everybody. Obviously I'm talking about it from an energy standpoint. And what shows up when who you are is you and who you are is love is you're compassionate and you're kind and you're patient and you're considerate. And you don't need to win, and you don't need to make people wrong, and you don't need to fight, and you don't need to argue, and you don't need to prove your point, and all of those fun things. So when I say show up just as you and just be you, I'm not saying to just say, well, screw you all, here I am, and I'm a jerk, and I'm gonna just be me. Because when you're being that undesirable, you're not truly being you. You're being your mind that's protecting you from something. So what I'm saying is even drop that and show up as who you are in your authentic self. And if you find yourself getting defensive or wanting to argue, totally normal. And then stop and go, I'm a little triggered here, or I'm feeling the need to argue, or I really want to, they're saying something politically that I don't agree with. I really want to make them wrong right now, and say, why do I need to do that? That's not truly who you are. Just let it go by. It doesn't mean you have to agree. It doesn't mean you have to make them right. It just maybe you don't necessarily have to make them wrong. So that's my invitation. I find that it's very fascinating, and it can go very, very, very deep into a lot of layers of, why we do this, and how we were taught to do it, and insecurities that we have, and stories and beliefs we have about ourselves, of where we're not enough, where we're not good enough, and therefore why I need to put on the mask of this, or put on the mask of that with these people, but this with those people, because I'm trying to compensate for something. Right? So it's just to scratch the surface, just try it on for size, just a little opportunity for exploration to just start to see what shows up for you. And in that moment, if you are aware, to say, what if I just don't? What if I just am me? I let their stuff stay over there. I let their energy stay with them. If they're all like, just that stays over, like, just let them have it. I don't need to make it right. I don't need to make it wrong. I don't need to fix it. I'm just going to be me, and just see what shows up. I would love to hear about it. If you want to email me, if you want to comment, I would love to see what shows up. If you are aware of this, and maybe you're not, and that's okay too. So with that, the only other thing I would say is that in the state of our world being a little crazy and chaotic and a lot of stuff happening, this is what we need. We need you and all of these people and me to show up as our true selves. We need us to drop our protection, to drop our facades, to drop our defense and survival and this and you're wrong and I'm right and politics and this and that. We need us to just show up as who we really are. We need us all to show up as love, as kind, compassion. We still have our viewpoints, we still have our opinions, we still agree or disagree with things, and we can just be with that without the fight, without the struggle. Without the see something on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram that you have to be like just stop, just let it go. Allow you to come out. Allow the energy of love that you are to emerge. And you'll see for yourself how much better your life is, how much more peace and calm, the anxiety, the stress. Like, you don't have to have all of that. So that's it. That's what I've got for today. I just found it very interesting as I observed it in myself, and as I've shared before, very often what I speak about comes from what I observe in my own life or in those around me, and most of the time myself. So again, please subscribe to my weekly email blog, and I wish all of you a wonderful day, maskless, masqueradeless, and just being you. Okay, bye-bye.